You remember Thunderbolt Speedway? Well, we had a big battle royal that night with all the WCW trainees. And one of the head trainers that come down, and the guy's name was Mike Winters. He looked a young playboy in the eye and he said, "Son, you're in the ring with me tonight. Just so you know, you'll never be anything in this business." So that sparked a fire within the playboy. You know what? At that time, I wasn't the playboy. I was just Preston Paradise. Just a young lad trying to cut my teeth in this business. 20 some odd years later, I'm sitting at the top. You're looking at the godfather of South Georgia wrestling. I am the bad guy for a reason.
Preston Paradise has been a staple in independent wrestling. With over 20 years of experience, the bad guy has seen it all. As head of America's Most Hated, he is tearing up a storm for Spinebuster. Already one half of the tag team champions and winner of the Ace in the Hole match, Preston has his sights set on taking another belt.
That I'm going to win by any means necessary. I'm going to do everything I can. If that means gouge your eyes, scratch, cheat, pull the tights, whatever I have to do to tell the story to the fan, to let them know it doesn't matter what I do as long as I get the W at the end of the night. That's my job. That's what I do. Does it matter that that fan paid to get in and upset that I cheated? That's the ref's job to do that. My job is to go in there and win at all costs. That's how I tell the story. I tell my story simply put by going in, saying what I'm going to do, and go in and do it. Like, am I a liar if I go out there and say that, hey, I'm going to cheat? As long as I don't get caught, I'm still a winner at the end of the night. That's my story.
Since returning from injury, J2 Strong has been on the rampage. Strong continued his feud with Hunter Mako at Havoc 19 through a brutal and bloody match. J2 Strong is currently the Spartan Champion, but is looking for more gold.
4 months, that's a long time. So I'm like, once they hold my beer, Hansen was on the rise. You had all these great talents, and I'm like, maybe they just forgot about J2 Strong. So hitting that curtain, my first thing was like, are they going to react? And then just seeing the overwhelming positivity the whole time was just like, wow, they actually, like just feeling that crowd reaction, chant my name, and all that was like just so unreal to me. Kind of was like I'm dreaming. It was been with the crowd, like, because when I walked through, it just hit me like a wave of energy, just like too strong, too strong. I was like, God, I miss this.
Hold My Beer Hansen is new to the locker room, and in a year's span has already had a brief taste of gold. As tension begins to grow between Hansen and his rival, how will the rookie navigate the waters back to the top? We examine how the young gun found his passion.
I've been watching wrestling since I was a kid. The first earliest memory I have was The Rock versus Stone Cold. You know, it's intercontinental type stuff. And The Rock throws the belt into the river. Next thing I know, I'm 5 years old this time, right? I still believe it's real. And it is real, right? Yeah. So, The Rock throws Stone Cold to the river, and yeah, here I go crying to my mama saying, you know, she killed Stone Cold. And next week I had to tune in, and boom, there's Stone Cold, he's alive. Great. That was the earliest memory. But what got me into wrestling, it's natural. I've been in bands. I've been doing art and music and everything, and eventually I found out a dude at the gym, pure goodness. I was working out, I was 300 pounds at the time, and he said, I was wearing a wrestling shirt, and he said, hey, you interested in wrestling? I said, yeah, I'm really interested. And I said, how do you get into it? He's like, hit up a guy, Preston Paradise. He runs Spinebuster Championship Wrestling Academy. And next thing I know, I'm out there training. I'm doing my tryout, and boom, there I am starting. That was March of 2018.
Breaking history as Spinebuster's first women's champion, the unbreakable Lexi Gomez is on her hunt to collect more belts. Gomez not only has the entire women's division gunning for her belt, but AMH's Preston Paradise has been taunting her. Her passion for wrestling is seen through her work in the ring.
I worked so hard to make a name for myself at Spinebuster, and the fact that I became their first ever women's champion it's great. In a way, I feel like I kind of made history. I'm the first one to hold the belt. I won it in a ladder match against two other girls. I wrestled Catalina Perez and Royal for it. I came out on top. I defended it. I plan on defending and representing for Spinebuster as a true fighting champion, a fair, true fighting champion. And it just means the world to me. And the support that I get from everyone, it's great. And I hope to retain and defend my titles for as long as I can.
First ever match. It was really weird. It was there was a 6-man tag match. Southern Strong Style, they needed a tag partner. Their partner didn't show up, but they were facing Pure Goodness and the Disciples Goodness, which was Cassius Mack and Brother Azrael. And just like it was yesterday, you know, my music hit. I ran down to the ring, boom, hit Brother Azrael as hard as I can with a Rocket's Red Glare, and boom, the debut of Hold My Beer Hansen was brought into the world. And I couldn't ask for anything better.
But my first match was me versus Jamal Garuda. And actually, I think you guys remember him from my gauntlet match before that happened. So that was my first match, and I remember just having so many butterflies in my stomach. It was just like, oh, they're not gonna come, like, because I'm still like ashamed of how I looked at that point. It was like, oh God, I'm wearing trunks. I don't feel comfortable. I was so panicked. I didn't have literally everything. The whole time I was like, I am just nervous, butterflies, but I was also excited because I'm doing what I wanted to do ever since I was a kid. And I'm achieving that dream. This is my first step. So it was like, I felt excited. I was terrified. I wanted to throw up, but I also felt like I could run 15 marathons.
Yeah, 2018, and I wrestled Amber Nova at I Believe in Wrestling. It was I've done a few matches before, like in training, and they were like, okay, it's last minute. It's for a Rise of the Queen tournament for the company with CWE. And they're like, we need you in a spot. Can you do like a tournament match? I was like, sure. So I didn't have any gear or anything. I got thrown in at last minute, so I went to Forever 21 and I got like this leotard that looked like gear, and it was really cute. I had these matching cat ears that I was just talking about how I don't know why I did cat ears, but I had matching cat ears. And I had the flu. I was getting over it, so I was super sick when I was wrestling. But I came out to Demi Lovato confident, which I've never done since then. So it was not like me at all. I don't know why I picked that song, but I did. I was super, super nervous. One, because I was sick. Two, this was my debut. And I was like a ball of like nervousness. I went in there, the match was pretty good. It was pretty quick. And it was really exciting. After I was done, I was like, whew, holy crap, I just wrestled in front of everyone. And people liked me, they cheered for me. And then ever since then, it's just been like, okay, cool, this is over with. And now I can do other shows and get more comfortable. And it was a great experience. It was so much fun. And I'm really glad that I got that. Women's wrestling there's a spotlight on them now because the women's evolution and revolution, has progressed so much over time. People are appreciating women can do the same as men. And I'm not about the one that's like, oh, well, women are better than men or men are better than women. I feel like everyone should be equal. And I appreciate how all these shows are showcasing women that we can do the same as the guys. We can put on a great show. People want to come and see women wrestle. I've done a few like all women shows, and it was great. It was really nice to be appreciated. It makes us work harder because we have to. Basically, my mindset is I have to top what I did last time. So if I have this really good match, I have to top it because people are watching me. People are like, oh, she's a woman wrestler. You know, it's not easy. So I feel like that pressure kind of progresses me and pushes me to my limit every time I wrestle. I try to get better. I try to help the girls that I'm wrestling get better, to make everyone better out. And just them showcasing us and giving us that push has helped us so much over the years, and it's fantastic.
I'm an old school guy, but I have new school ways. So I knew you have to adapt. So you can either stay old school and be one track minded, or you can evolve. And I think that's what we do. Me as a veteran, I've evolved and say, hey, I love the old school ways, but I welcome the new school attitude. One thing I want to tell you is when I leave this business, I want to leave a legend. You see, make no mistake about it. When God made me, he didn't break the mold. He framed it. That's not a myth, because Preston is destined to be a legend. I'm going to go down in Georgia wrestling as a legend. I'm a legend now, living legend. There ain't but two in the world, living legend Larry Zbyszko and yours truly.
Jason, let's go see your room.
What do you think? We kept it a little spare, so you can decorate it how you like.
Dinner! Go?
Excellent. Soccer is fun. Yeah, I saw you guys out there. We're the family.
Yeah!
Oh, I thought you were on my team. Wait,
Honorary Forest Ranger Betty White here, lending a hand to my dear friend Smokey Bear. Because for 75 years, he's only said,
only you can prevent wildfires.
but there's a lot more to say. Like if you park your car on tall, dry grass, the hot exhaust pipe can start a wildfire. So keep the animals safe, especially the cute shirtless one. Go to SmokeyBear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
I go in and I instill what the values in the core of pro wrestling is. I try to make sure everybody's on the same path and everybody knows exactly what that is. These young guys now today, they like to do flips and flops and dives out the ring, but I try to keep them grounded and let them know that less is more. I can do a simple hip toss back drop and they can flip out that ring 30 times, but I can probably get the same reaction they got just by doing that. And I always tell them, hey, less is more. Make sure when you're in the ring and you're doing your movements, tell the story. Just don't tell the spot. Man, Hunter Mako is a phenomenal talent from day one. And I'll go in to speak about the Spinebuster Wrestling Academy. That kid come in here as a multiple-time high school champion. So he was in amateur wrestling before he ever had a background in pro wrestling. And you'll see a little twinkle in my eye when I talk about Hunter Mako, because Hunter Mako is, I told somebody the other day this right here, Hunter Mako is my guy. Handpicked by yours truly to be the guy that I pass the throne on to. You see, I'm the old line. I'm long in the tooth and short on time. But I'm grooming Hunter Mako to take that throne when I'm gone.
I want to show everyone that this belt means a lot to me. I busted my butt. I bled for this belt. But to me personally, as a wrestler, this is the belt that everyone wants. Because the Spartan Belt is our longest championship. The championship might be our biggest, But this one has been the Spinebuster for the longest. This is our first belt, which means this one has the most history and the most prestigious to me.
Throughout the years in this promotion, fans have been able to see how championships shape the future of a wrestler. In Spinebuster, championships hold a different meaning whether you be a vet winning your 15th title or a rookie when you win your first. Each one holds a different story.
Here I was, Mathis Auditorium. It was August of last year. No, May. David Ali had a match with Shalonda Royal. She couldn't get the job done. She lost the title to David. And so here I am. After David Ali desecrated the flag by throwing it on the ground, I said, I'm gonna get my revenge. Went in there, and I had a hell of a match with David Ali. Me and him, we threw weapons, hit each other whatever we could. Finally got the upper hand. He didn't see me. Hit him with the rocket kick. Boom. Rocket's red glare, take out anyone. And right there, that was the solidification to hold my beer Hansen as a Gladiator Champion. Then we had the downfall.
Okay, so I won my first championship at OCW. I'm the OCW Women's Champion. It was like January of, I want to say 2019, so just a little right before my 1 year of wrestling and doing shows. I was really excited. I wrestled La Brava, and the match was pretty good. It was a lot of hard work when I found out, you know, when I got the belt and I found out I was a new champion and everything. It was very overwhelming, and I was very grateful because I was working so hard. I was trying to work every weekend I could, traveling, and I finally got the opportunity to get my first title, and I was super excited. My match was really good. I got a busted lip from it. I have a permanent scar. It's pretty cool. It's not permanent, but it's been there for like a year. I was so excited. It was my first time I ever like had a match where like I've actually like drawn blood. So I was like, take my picture. My whole family was there. Like I had my mom and my sister, but also like my cousins. They came and they watched, and they were cheering me in the crowd, and it was just, it was a great feeling. And to be a wrestler and then to have a belt, it's like a different thing. So being a champion, it just makes you feel different. And getting the opportunity to be OCW Women's Champion was really exciting. And I'm still the champion there. I get to defend it soon in March against La Brava in a tables match. So I'm really looking forward to that. She's definitely going through the table. I'm not going through a table.
Yes, my first title was actually my Spartan Championship that I have right here. It was the first title that I've ever won in any company. And I remember, like I'll think back to it randomly from time to time, and it all happens in slow motion. It's one of the only matches that I would go back on, like if I'm feeling down, like rewatch just to refill that magic. Because I walked in there and the crowd was just so behind me. I want to say this is the real start of the Too Strong Army, where I like, at first it was like a little bit of pocket of people would get behind me, then a little bit of pocket over here, then I want to say during this first build up for that title, because I tried to get it once and I lost, but the fans wanted that, so I kept fighting for them. That was when like the Too Strong Army was starting to really rally behind me. So I remember walking in there, doing everything, and I just remember like the last spot was, he goes for his finish. I land on my, I get out of it. He turns around, I hit him with a super kick. And if right there, time just slowed down. I was like, is he gonna kick out? Is he not? I put everything I had in that kick. He shouldn't be there. Boom, I remember laying down, hearing the ref, 1, 2, and part of me was like, he's gonna kick out, he's gonna kick out, he's gonna kick out. Hits the mat, 3, and I remember I just sat down in a fetal position and I was like, oh God, I won. And I started crying. Like, Proc came in, because I had, like, Proc was on the outside. He was still a little bit injured. He, like, a man that big should not move that fast. And he was just right in there, like, hugging me. He's like, you won. And I was, like, so emotional. I was like, I don't know. It was, like, just, it's, your first title win is always probably the most emotional one. Because that whole time, because I was still doubting myself at that point in my career. Still, was like, oh, you got the crowd behind you, the army, like your whole little fan base to get behind you. I was like, okay, yeah, that's good. But I'm like, still like, am I good enough to hold this title? And then when I won it, I was like, people might not think I'm ready, but I'm gonna show all of these folks that I'm J2 Strong and I'm here to change wrestling.
You know, people ask me what kind of legacy I want to leave on this business. It's real simple. I want to leave a legacy that the bad guy was a winner. You see, bad guys win championships, and good guys finish last.
Kids!
I don't want to talk about it.
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 Families don't have to talk about everything, but they should talk about how to plan for an emergency.
Kids, you all right?
This family's prepared. Get tips and resources to make your family's emergency plan. Go to nyc.gov/readyny or call 311 for more information.
When I was 10, my mom got deported. We had a difficult time, and I feel that's why I didn't get to finish school. My husband is really supportive in a way that he pushed me to go back to school.
She wants to have a career so her kids can look up to her.
They both keep me motivated to go to school, and they see that if I do it, like, they can do it too, you know? I feel that everything's possible.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Most of y'all know me as the bad guy, Preston Paradise. 20 plus years in this business, and you're asking me what a veteran is? Well, you're looking at it. You're looking at the epitome of perfection personified to its purest form. Make no mistake about it, they don't call me the bad guy for nothing. You see, I've been up and down these roads. I've traveled from Atlanta to Tallahassee or Texas to Tennessee, and I've whipped everybody along the way in between. In the 20-some odd years, I've beat guys all across the state of Georgia, Florida, the Carolinas. I've done it all. I'm the bad guy because I'm that good. You see, Preston Paradise is a man who says what he does and does exactly what he says. He means everything he says. You take a look at a bad guy, and the dictionary, there will be a picture of me. That's right. You see, I've traveled up and down this road, like I said. Let me give you a little history of the bad guy. You're looking at a 15-time heavyweight champion, a 15-time heavyweight tag team champion. You're looking at 2003 third-ranked wrestler of the year. 2004, I took half the year off and still made the top 10. I was ranked number 7 on half a year. So make no mistake about it, when you ask who I am, my resume speaks for itself.
The role of the rookie is to get ready for whatever is coming. Spinebuster Wrestling Academy, we don't let you get in the ring and present you to the crowd until you are ready. So, you know, if you're back there, you're training, you're trying to bust your tail just to get on the scene. We're not gonna let you go out there untrained. We're not gonna let you hurt anybody or hurt yourself. But as the rookie, say my first year, I had a beautiful first year. I was a champion in under 7 months, 5 months. And I couldn't have asked for anything better. Spinebuster has given me so much opportunity, so much of a platform to where I can present myself as a business, as a character, as a wrestler. And that's one thing one thing I'm thankful for.
The role of a mid-carder is to help the show as best as you can without taking away from the main event. A mid-carder can still be a phenomenal wrestler, but you know that the people are coming for that main event spot, and it's my job to keep them warm, but not burning them out to where when the main event happens, there's no one into that show. Because at the end of the day, wrestling is not just about you, it's about the whole show. You're either about the whole show or about yourself. And I hate to say there's too many people who are about themselves, not about wrestling in a whole. So in my opinion, the role of a mid-card superstar is to make sure to keep that crowd warm, to work them, not burn them out, not burn out the crowd, just keep them up there, keep them at that primary energy. So when that main event happens, let them do that. You still, and a lot of mid-carders say like, I don't want to stay in the mid-card. My goal isn't to stay in the mid-card, Ron. But I know that I'm working hard enough to where as soon as when they want to pull that rocket on me, I can go to the main event.
All right, so my plan for what I'm going to do with Spinebuster, I plan on making my name important to the company, whether it's me defending my title against any of the women that are on the roster, or if I'm wrestling the dudes. I'm all up for anything, for any challenge. I want my name, when they think of Spinebuster, like, oh, Lexi Gomez, the Unbreakable, she's there, you know? She's part of Spinebuster's family. I want to make a name for myself. I want to show everyone who comes to the shows who I am, what I do. I may not always win. I may lose a lot, but I'm still going to give it everything that I have. And for my championship, I'm going to defend it for as long as I can. I'm going to go strong, stay on top, and just keep making a name for myself for Spinebuster.
I'm allowed to take an ass whipping, and I use weapons to fight back. I mean, if anything, the definition of a gladiator is a man who uses weapons for Coliseum combat. That's all I need right there. I mean, it shows that I'm willing to put myself through the ringer to show that I am the guy that can hold the belt.
I handpicked Lexi to come in. Lexi was my pick, so I kind of have a bone to pick with that. You know, I brought her in with Shalonda Royal, and as y'all know now, Lexi is an awesome wrestler. I handpicked her. I searched and searched and searched until I found the right person to come in and be partnered with the bad guy. I don't just handpick people out the gutter. I only did that with Johnny Maverick. Johnny Maverick was in the gutter. We'll discuss him later. But Lexi is a fine talent. So I brought her in. She was supposed to watch my back. During the match, things got heated. You know, she gave me a low blow, hit me with her finish move, and they got the W. So I have a bone to pick with her. You're asking about the briefcase. Well, this is 2020. You know, everything is gender related, right? Well, who says that Preston Paradise can't go in and take the women's championship? You know, I do hold a certain briefcase for any title, at any time, anywhere, to go in and take that title. And you know, with the bad guy having a bone to pick, Lexi's on that block, and that's where that comes about. She turned her back on me in the ring and cost me the victory. And you know, the bad guy's all about the W. So that's where the heat between me and Lexi come in. And if she's watching, Lexi, I'll see you soon.
I was ready for it. You know, since I started at Spinebuster, we've kind of gone off on the wrong foot, and he's been there tormenting me, if you will, ever since. When I won my championship belt, he actually came out as I was in the moment of celebrating and tried to distract me, trying to intimidate me. Didn't work. So when he came out with this briefcase, I was more than ready to start then and there. Even though I just had my match, I retained my title. I was ready to take him on. Of course, that's not what he wanted in mind, so I'm just prepared for it. If it happens to the next show, I'm ready for him. I'm not afraid of him. I took a really nasty chop from him, so I think I need a receipt back, you know. There's one coming to him.